Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to another edition of RJ's Lives. We're going to have a great show today. I'm joined here with Terry from Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. We got Gunslinger Kalen himself, and then we have Tom from Knife to Lights. Always a pleasure, Tom, to see you. Good to see you guys too, Terry and Cal. Glad you're here. We're gonna have a good show. We might have some more people joining us here. I'm not going to say their names, and we'll see if they show up. It's going to be fun, but we possibly could end up having a full house, and so I'm really excited about that. We've got a lot of great people in the chat. We got Mike Curtis and Jake from Uncommon EDC. Randy's WSG is here. El Phoenix. Sean is here. Just fantastic that we got you guys starting to trickle in and be there. Today we're going to be talking about, I think, most everybody's favorite kind of knives, right, Tom? We're going to be talking about multi tools, right? No, we're not.
No. Just so you know, he asked me here a few weeks back. It's been a couple months now. What topic? Well, we haven't talked about multi-tools. Let's make that our topic. Boy, was that a flop. Nobody wanted to even discuss them. So, yeah.
I couldn't resist, Tom. I actually had that out because I was using that razor knife to open up some boxes the other day, and I said, "Oh boy, I'm going to get Tom this morning. This is going to be good."
Zing! You got me.
We're going to talk about Stockman and Whittlers. How's that sound? I think everybody likes those.
Oh, I don't have any of those.
Sounds good. Well, you just take care of the computer over there, Tom. We'll take care of the show.
Oh, good for you. I knew there was a reason why RJ had you two on, because you guys actually have something interesting to share.
Yeah, somebody's got to carry the show for us, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so guests first. Who would like to start, and what do you want to show? A Whittler or a Stockman, or maybe both?
I can start out, RJ.
All right, sounds great, Terry.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you very much for the invitation. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody being in the comments. And just know that I can't see the comments and can't interact, but just know I love all of you, and I appreciate y'all being here. And here we go. The first one I'm going to show is this J.A. Hinkle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a sweet knife. This one is a tapered back. It's not a split back. It's a tapered back. And if you know anything about Whittlers, which I know y'all do, the master blade runs off of both spacers, back springs, and then the other two run off of one each. And this one's got a nice, dandy little clip point. This thing has got excellent snappability. It's got a little pin blade. It's got just a little, on the pin blade, it's got just a little slight bit of growl to it. I haven't cleaned it or anything. And then the beautiful little coping blade. And I'll just go ahead and let y'all know this little jewel right here, after today, is headed to Texas. It's going out to see Brother Cal.
Very good.
Well, thank you, sir. Looking forward to receiving it.
You want me to go ahead and show another one, RJ?
Sure. Yeah, I was just catching up with some stuff in the comments.
Okay. I'll go ahead and show. I'll go ahead and show this one, and then get it out of the way. This is at Cattaraugus, or Cattaraugus, ever how you say it, that I had picked up a couple of weekends ago. Down here in the South, they do what's called a 100-mile yard sale. It commemorates the starting of the season of plowing up and picking peanuts. So they call it a 100-mile yard sale. It's a big thing. And me and Sweet Pea done about 60 miles of it. And I picked this up, And I've done a little research on it. It has and I tell you all the time, I'm not no ace at research, but what little bit of research I've done on this thing, and I worked on it just to get it open. I still got a long way to go to get it cleaned up and all prettied up. But what I'm looking at is because of the arch on the tang stamp and all, that this thing has ebony wood, and it was made in or before the 1930s. And Cattaraugus was in business from, I got conflicting reports, anything from 1890 or 1886 all the way up to 1963. Of course, they got a long history. It intertwines with Case and all of that. But I love it, and I got to do a lot of work on it to get it cleaned up. But
It's a large whittler.
it is. I didn't bring a tape in here. Let me see. I can tell you, I can put a 75 up next to it. It's exactly the same thing as a 75, so it's a 4 1/4 inch, and it has the straight back spring. They're not split or they're not tapered. It's just two straight, and the two pin blades actually have half stops, which is pretty amazing. But according to what I read, because it says if the pin blades have this big kick, it means it was made in the 20s. It's pretty amazing for an $8 fine. Yeah, $8 fine.
Wow, that yard sale sounds pretty amazing. I'd like to do it. I've actually heard of that, but I've never been to it. But it's a pretty famous deal.
Well, maybe y'all can come on and join us next year.
That sounds good. Let me know when it happens. I'll see you. If I stop buying knives, I could probably afford for me and the wife to fly out there and stay at a hotel.
There you go. There you go. Sounds like a winner.
All right, Cal, you want to go up next?
Sure. Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah. I have a very, very similar knife to what he just showed. Mine is a Zwilling Hinkle collaboration. It's the same knife, just Zwilling and J. Hinkle's collaborated on some knives, and this was my father's. It was given to him by a man he used to work for. And there you can see, maybe it used to have etching on the blade. The pin blade has been broken off, and I didn't know anything about these knives when I received it. And of course, I was on eBay one day and I found this same knife, just brand new. And this one still has Zwilling J. Hinkle's, sold in Germany, hand honed, same whittler, just
Sweet.
yeah.
Hey, Cal, tell them what you told me about. How do you call that jigging?
It's crow's foot jigging.
That's neat.
And it doesn't show up very well on my camera. I'll do a video on all my crow's foot jigging knives when I can pick it up a lot better.
It's beautiful. That stuff is beautiful.
These are HK -7-B is the pattern number on these knives. And yeah, just like Terry's, just great snap. There you can kind of see it right there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah, a couple of whittlers from Germany.
And what's funny is that I was familiar with Henkel's as a cutlery knife, a kitchen knife, but I had no idea that they made pocket knives and stuff too. I mean, it's not surprising that they did. It's just that I never thought of them as having those in their lineup because I'd only ever seen them, as just a butcher block set. So
when I was told that they stopped making pocket knives in the 70s. So,
yeah.
Well, I was researching.
Hey, RJ,
Yes, sir.
can I break in for just a moment?
Of course.
A lot of people saying hello to me in the chat box there. Hello, everyone. I can't keep up with everything. RJ has me Well, he's got certain things I got to be doing during this. So if I'm not individually saying hi to you, well, blame. No, there, up there, that guy.
Well,
But
first,
hello, everybody.
you don't have to blame me. Tom is my producer par excellence. Without Tom, I don't even know how I could do this show. But he's an integral part in everything he does. He's invented his own tasks. I'm no taskmaster to Tom, that's for sure. Oh, you okay?
I've had to swallow some difficult things in my time, but RJ, that ranks right up there.
Wow. Okay, well, in that case, let me show a knife. So you can
Hey,
get back to work.
no. Before we show any more knives, everyone has to hit that like button.
Yes,
No like
yes.
button, no knives.
Oh wow,
Huh?
that's tough. Okay.
RJ made me say that.
The law has been laid down.
See, he makes me the hammer, and then he sits up there. Let's see. Yeah, he sits up there in that little corner with a smile on his face, acting all nice. But he's sending me texts on the phone like, "You must do this, Tom. You must do this." Yeah,
Not really, but
not
but yeah,
really. We're just fun, just having fun.
I know you are. Yeah, we'll. But please, yes, definitely hit the like button because the algorithm likes that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel or any of the other people here on the panel, please do so. And of course, share this video if you enjoy sending out this kind of crazy knife content to other people, because we do. We're just here to have fun and talk about knives, and yeah, so it's a lot of fun. I guess I'll show. I don't have very many Whittlers. I said, well, this will be pretty fast for me because I only have two. But I have this hen and rooster that is in stag, and just absolutely beautiful stag covers on here. Seahorse Whittler. Again, I didn't know much about the back springs, but it just has two equal back springs. But look how nice and thick those bone slabs are. I mean, that is just beautiful. But it's got the your regular main blade that it has on there. Pretty good snap.
Oh yeah.
And then you got your little coping blade on this side, and let's see what the other one. I think it's a pin. Yeah, so it's got a pin and a coping blade on each side, and those just come on down too. It's got its strong springs, but I think Whittlers have a stronger spring on them, anyways, because of the work that you're doing. Since you're carving and stuff, they make it to where it doesn't close on you easily. The other one I have is from my coworker Ken. He gave me this old timer whittling tool, so it's got like 6 different blades that are in here to go ahead and whittle with. I've shown this before, but so it has like this one, and I'll see if I can open these all up. It's kind of a different kind of a knife, that's for sure. So it's got like this little tool that's got like a curved hook on it and stuff. And then let me get some of these other ones out.
Very specific tools there.
Yeah, exactly. These are for carving, I guess, figures and all that other kind of stuff. So it's definitely a different kind of a knife, and it's tough to get these little guys out here. Yeah, here's another one. It's like a little scoop or a hook, but yeah, definitely a different kind of knife, kind of cool, but it's on the large size and very specific tools, like you said.
I like that a lot. That's very neat.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool. All right, Tom, do you want to come up?
Yeah, I'll show one here quick. I think I'm caught up.
Okay.
What I have is a Colt Whittler,
Oh, nice.
and this is a CT207, and it was it's an anniversary knife. can't remember, is it 150 year, 175 year anniversary of Colt. And nice little collector's knife. I can't remember who made this version. Got a very big, thick, interesting clip point there. Half stop. Fingerprints and all. There's kind of the hang stamp there, Colt.
That's nice.
And then that there.
Is that one of the ones that has the C on the bolster?
Absolutely. So I think this is where the idea for the R on the Rough Rider came from. That a lot of people don't like. But it's got a pinched bolster, threaded, and then it's got the C on it. So
Hey, Tom, those Colt knives right there, did Rough Rider originally make those, or the same company made those?
I think so. I know, let me see. I think Case had made some of the Colt, but I don't think these are Case made. I think these were probably by whoever does the Rough Riders. We got that pen blade, a half stop. I was looking to see here. Yeah, now, one of the characteristics that I've always thought of for a whittler is one of the blades should be a coping blade, but they put two pen blades on this one. But the other big attribute, and I think you went over this, Terry. Of course, I wasn't paying attention. You know me and my attention span. But it's the back springs. So this is kind of the, let me see if I can get it where it's not too much glare. You can see how there's kind of split back springs there. They taper off down here. So your pen knife or pen blades run on those two little thin ones down there. And then they're joined, the spring is joined together up here, which gives you one big thick. No, it doesn't on this one. Wait a minute. Wrong whittler, I guess. Oh, yeah. Both of those half springs, if you will, the two split ones, they work together on your main blade. So that's where you get your strength for your actual, hard whittling. So the two pen blades operate on the smaller split springs at the bottom individually, if that makes sense. Did I explain that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So your clip point shares both springs.
Okay, and Gizmo had a comment for you there, Tom.
Yeah, I wanted to address that. Hey, I just had a drawing, actually two drawings for the 2,000 sub giveaway. Had a lot of great people contribute to that giveaway. One was Byron Kennedy. He is here in the chat, and he was. I want to explain something. So, I had two prize packages. The first prize package included a Buck 110 limited edition 110 that was sent to me by Byron Kennedy. So you're not going to believe this, but the first name that Mrs. Knife Delights drew for prize package 1 was Byron Kennedy. And I said, oh my gosh, Byron, you won your own knife. Well, I sent an email to Byron then. I said, hey, this is what happened. Would you mind, taking prize package number 2, or I'll send you package 1 with your knife back. And he was like, no. He was very gracious. He says, yeah, send me package 2 so that the other winner can have that Buck 110. So the second name that was drawn was Gizmo Carr, and I was very happy to see Gizmo. He's been a great supporter of Knife Delights, always given me great information and tips. So I really appreciate all his support. But, there was a lot of people that contributed. If you'd like to, the video came out this morning in the announcements. If you want to check that video and see what all was in the prize packages, I won't go over everything. But I do think they were a couple of good packages. Because I got so much stuff and was able to divide it into 2 packages, I guess it helped me to save some money. And I came up with the idea of doing a drawing for my international viewers. a lot of the same viewers that are here every week also supporting you, RJ. And I'm sure we got a new panelist here.
Yes,
Hi,
we
Tiger
do.
Tiger.
Hello.
So
all.
these three other gentlemen and their channels, I'm sure, my subscribers are subscribed to them also. If you're not, you should. But somehow I'm going to hold a drawing for an international prize, and I'll work it out individually with whoever wins that prize, either whether it's me ordering a knife from within their country so we know the knife makes it to them, or if there's some knife related product they like here in the US that they can't get where they're at, I'll order it here and send it over to them. But it's I've always felt bad not being able to include the international viewers and supporters. So if you're watching this here today, joining us here today, and you're from outside of the US, check out Knife Delights here in the next few days, and I'll have a video on that.
Right on. Thank you, Tom.
So thanks everybody for your great support. Thanks.
And thank you, Byron, for doing that for Gizmo and everything. That's so cool. That's what I love about the knife community is there's just so many really great people in there, and everybody really wants the best for everybody else. And it's just so cool to see that in action. So that's just awesome. Byron had a good question though. It's there on the screen. I don't know if any of you guys can take a stab at it or anything, because I frankly don't know the answer. And but if you guys know or have a guess, we can go.
Well,
for it.
I know this. Remington used to manufacture their own knives. They had the tooling and the factory to make their own knives. And in and around 1930 or so, DuPont bought out Remington, but they kept manufacturing their own knives. Then in around 1940 or 41, DuPont/Remington sold out to Pal Cutlery, and Pal Cutlery bought lock, stock, and barrel all the equipment. I mean, they bought the factory in essence. So any Remington knife that you have after that time period is one that's been contracted out. I do know, I'm fairly certain that Buck made some of the Remington knives over the years, but I can't name you for sure.
I know Camillus made some too.
Camillus probably made some
before they went out of business. Other than that, I don't know.
Like I said, there was speculation not on this Colt, but on some of the other Colt knives that Case had made them, but there was nothing definitive. They were just basing that on the pattern and the blade shapes. It looked like it was something that came from a Case factory, but it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I only have Winchester knives, and I don't even know where those came from, other than China.
Yeah. I think a lot of those, it's kind of the same thing where the gun companies contracted out with knife manufacturers to, basically sell their branded knives. So did you want to show that off, Cal?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Maybe just a quick peek. Nothing.
Sure.
Nothing to talk about. I just did a video yesterday on them. So they're a 2008 limited edition.
Yeah, and then Uncommon EDC says, in addition to Buck and Camillus, he knows that GEC and Bear & Sons did the most recent Remington bullet knives, which that's true. So it's just it's interesting.
It is.
That's what's wonderful about the knife hobby is there's so many little rabbit holes you can go down into.
Yeah.
I live in the rabbit hole, man. I live in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could start off our show, just like a big time wrestling show, and say, and here from parts unknown in a place so far back in the woods, they got to pipe in sunlight. It's scary.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hey, I quickly want to do a shout out real quick.
Go ahead.
Baxter's Blades, Tide Tiger. 520 something subs.
Oh yeah, thank you, Terry.
You go, boy. You go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
You're the man. You're the man. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
I hit 500 on Friday and 501, 502, and then started going backwards. But last night on Saturday Night Live, Big Red show, at the beginning he posted, "Hey, do me a solid, check out Baxter's Blades," and all of a sudden I had 18 more subscribers last night. So
Nice.
I knew something happened. I got up this morning to watch your first video this morning, and I was watching the video. I said, "Wait a minute now." I had to put my glasses back on, clean my glasses. I said, "Look at him, 520." That was good. Good deal. Shout out to work.
Congratulations, Andrew. That
Congratulations.
is awesome. You're well on your way. You're well on your way. Well, speaking of Andrew, hey, you got some knives you want to show?
I don't have any whittlers, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
So-
that's okay.
Is Attack Whittlers and Stockmans?
Yeah, but we can go with Stockman's. That's fine.
Let's see here. I got a Sow Belly by Roper.
Oh yeah, let's bring it up.
A lot of people have these. They used to make them in red bone too, but you don't see them as much anymore. It's got the really cool Skinner blade on it. It's 1065 black bone. Actually, I do have the Marbles D2 Sow Belly is on the way. I got talked into it by a few people. It's supposed to be a really good knife. It's very similar to this. But yeah, it's kind of a cool Sow Belly Stockman for sure.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I don't have any whittlers. I'm sure I could whittle with this if I had to.
Absolutely.
Yep, and a big shout out to Big Red EDC to get to 10,000. We're working on that to get him up there too.
It's getting close.
Yep, he's getting real close. So that is cool. Yep, Tim's School of Fish is saying he likes that Marbles D2 series, and that's cool too.
The quality just looks really good for the money. I mean, they're like $15, so how can you go wrong?
Yeah,
And apparently it's put together really well, so it'll be my third Sow Belly.
yep, that's for sure. And tell him, Tom, what about Roper knives? What do you know about Roper knives?
I don't have any.
I swear I'm gonna have to dock your pay again. What,
I
what,
have-
do, the,
well,
what do the fine
me-
folks get if they go?
Let
over
me
to the-
clarify. Let me clarify. I used to have this friend, and his name was RJ, and he sent me a Roper Pecos knife, and I absolutely adored that knife. And then he said, "Well, you need to send it back, though." And I said, "Well, okay." Well, then the rumor started that I broke the tip off the blade of it.
Actually, it was like you snapped half the blade off or something like that. It was more.
Well,
than just a
could have
tip.
been. Yeah. Either way, so here I am, publicly humiliated because I broke RJ's knife. But I sent it back. And how was the condition of the knife when you received it, RJ?
Absolutely perfect.
No,
Absolutely perfect.
no.
You can't
Roper
even see.
knives.
You can't even see where you welded it.
Good. Well,
Yeah,
I ground it down pretty good.
yeah, you did.
So Roper, the Roper Pecos, that was a very handy knife. I enjoyed carrying it. I did carry it for about a month, I think.
Yeah, at least. Yeah,
At least.
I counted the days. I tried
I'm
every
sure
day.
you did. But anyway, speaking of Roper knives and American Buffalo knife and tool, here on RJ's website, down in the description of his videos, you can receive a discount when you order from ABKT by using the code RJS. So RJ's established a good relationship there with ABKT. I always want to confuse that, and Roper Knives. And Roper's just one of the brands that they sell. They sell other brands also. So please check out RJ's description box.
Yeah, because we're going to show off some Roper Stockmans and stuff, and they make great knives at a good price, and getting them for 20% off makes it even better.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Yeah, RJ, you're one of the reasons why I have so many roper knives. I started watching your videos when I was getting into them.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta admit, I do like them a lot. So that's a good segue. I think I'll show some. Because my very first roper knife that I got was their Ash Viper Stockman. So this is a large Stockman, and this is with their 1065 carbon steel blades. I love that clip blade that they have there. That is just an awesome blade shape. And I love how they do the texture on the sides. That is just awesome. The little rings that they have on the bolster, I don't know if you can see it, the camera may not pick it up, but they look like ropes, so that is very cool. So here is your spay blade that's on there, and then we'll take a look at the sheep's foot, and that's a really good size sheep's foot too. These are really good. You're right, Steve. I am an enabler. This is their Chaparral series. This is the red bone. I have the green bone too, but I think the red shows up nicer. The green is a super dark green. I mean, it's almost a black color, but I really like how they do that. This is a smaller size, so this would be a medium size Stockman. You got nice serpentine frame there, and this has more of the Skinner main blade, and this is in their carbon blades also. So they have two kinds of steels that they're using, the 1065 carbon, and they are using some stainless steel as well. So depending on the knife, they may have either. So if you like carbon, the website does specify what steels they are, so you'll know if you're getting carbon or stainless. But yeah, just fantastic knives. I really can't say enough about Roper knives. They've been really good knives, really great performing knives for me. And that's the discount code that I have with them. It's just for the audience to get a discount code. I'm not a salesman for them. I don't get a kickback or a commission or anything, but I did want everybody to be able to get a good discount on some really great knives. So that's where that goes. I don't get a dime of their money. I wish I did, but I don't.
Yeah, and those Ash Vipers have been sold out for a while. I can't find them anymore. Same with the Pit Viper is a really cool one, but you got them all good.
I really like the jigging on that first one you showed.
Yeah, I do too. It looks like Terry wants to show off a knife there. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, I got one, and I guess I can blame my Roper deal on you by proxy, because I really got to looking at them after I seen some of Andrew's, and I thought, well, shoot, I need to check them out. So I bought a couple of them, and boys, I'm telling you, this one right here it's the same size as a 47 pattern. It's like 3 7/8, and I actually done a video on this one right when I first got it. Of course, it'll show up again on Stockman Stampede at some time, but it's got the square bolsters, and it's got that beautiful jigging that is kind of a rope type jigging, and it has the rope thread like you were talking about, RJ, in there. And the thing I like about it is I got the Chaparral too out in the shop. I got the green one, but what I love a clip point with a keen point, and you can't get much better than that. Now you have to be careful with them; you'll snap them off. But if you had to get a splinter or something out, or something like that, that's something else. And the quality, and these they have a spay blade, but it's more the streamlined type spay blade. Right. It's not the kind like you would spread peanut butter with. Right. And the sheep's foot is really, really nice on these. the fit and finish on these knives are, I
Solid
mean,
smack.
they're right up there. I mean, I don't know how well you can see that, but I mean, in my book, they're jam up and jelly tight. I like them. I really like them. I've got two of the Stockmans, and then I got a couple of those tumbleweeds from Tractor Supply, and
Uh-huh.
I like them. I
I,
like them.
I do too. Yeah.
Hey, Tom, is that what you would call the winter bottom jig?
It might
me
be,
see that.
you know.
It kind of looks like it.
It
Yeah.
sure looks like it.
I don't know, Andrew. You don't have one of these, do you? The tobacco bone?
No, I don't have one of those, but yeah, the jigging does look very similar to winter bottom.
If I can get it to show up, like you can see inside that jigging. See that now? Maybe you can see it now. Inside that jigging, kind of looks like a rope laying in there.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It does. That is so cool.
Yeah, I've done a quick little video on it when I got it, but it'll show up on Stockman Stampede, and I'm gonna try to do a much better video on it at some point in time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do better videos, y'all.
I think we all are. You know, we try to do better each time we get one. That's for sure.
My problem is when I'm completely done with it, and I've recorded it, and I'm sitting there watching it before I upload it, and I'm thinking, dang, look, I forgot this, I forgot that, I forgot this, and I said I ain't got time to do another one, so I just do it.
That's right. I think we all kind of do that, and we're all our own worst critics. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Cal, we'll let you go ahead and go.
I have a few more whittlers. This is a humpback Congress whittler. Fighting Rooster made this. This is a second generation, and it has the mustache shield there. Nickel silver pins and bolsters. This one has a sheep's foot for the main blade. Has a Fighting Rooster etching on there. Bad camera today.
Never seen one with a sheep's foot for a main blade on a whittler. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is.
And it has a coping blade, and it has the pin blade. And it's in smooth bone. And this one has the pinched bolsters as well. They're also, what would you call that there? Where it's ribbed on the pinch.
I don't know.
That's right.
Oh, there you go.
That's a scallop,
Okay.
I think.
And then I have a matching one to this. It has great snap on these as well. I really like this one though. It's another one in the smooth bone, but it's not a humpback. It's just a Congress whittler. It also has the sheep foot for the main. You can kind of see the Fighting Rooster on the etch. And another coping and another pin. They all have the long pull, and they all have swedges as well.
Hey Cal, do those have two straight back springs, or are they tapered?
This one is straight on the back springs, but I do the other ones that I showed earlier. These are tapered just like yours.
Right.
And the next one I don't think this one is. No, this one is straight as well. The next one I'm going to show though is tapered as well, and this one just has a kind of a humped hot dog or something. So, but yeah, those are my two smooth bone Congress whittlers.
Do you have
Very
any
nice.
idea what year that's from?
These are second generation, so that would put them from 84 to 93, I believe.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. I know 93 is when they changed to the third generation.
Very cool. Let's get Tom up here. And KC, I see you're driving and stuff. So glad whenever you join the show. Thank you for listening to us while you're out running around doing your tasks. We appreciate
Yes.
you, brother.
Thanks, Casey. So, Buck made a whittler, and it's the Model 310, and they kind of built it like on a Stockman frame. It doesn't have the split springs. It does have a spring for each blade, however, but it does have the coping blade on it. Right there. And what's unique about this one is on this blade here, right here, you see the state of Idaho. So this knife was manufactured in 2006, which was the year that Buck started making their knife. They'd moved their factory from San Diego area up to Idaho. And so this is a first year production run out of their new plant in Idaho.
They were not about sharing springs.
No. That was the one thing about Buck is, on their Stockmans, they had a spring for each blade.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Tim's School of Fish had a question for you, Cal, saying, what knife is that? I posted earlier that those would be my perfect blades on a whittler. I think that's the one that had the sheep's foot main blade.
Oh, they're 3-blade Congress whittlers, and one of them is a humpback.
Okay. And who made those?
Fighting Rooster, Frank Buster.
Okay, there you go, Tim. Hopefully that answers your question. And then let's see here. Knives Fast had a comment for you, Tom. He worked with a guy yesterday who had a first-year Buck 110. He can't remember what he told me about it, but it had one less pin than the rest of them that he has. So
yeah,
maybe you know some stuff about that?
I've never seen, like the first issue. I do believe that they didn't even use ebony. I believe they used black micarta for the inlays on the very first 110s. But that would be cool to see. Yeah, that would have been 1963-ish.
Wow.
When they came out with the 110.
Yeah, I think 64 was the first year they were sold.
Yeah.
I think they approved the design or whatever in 63, but 64 is when they actually hit the market. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stuart had a question about coping blades. He wanted to know why it's called a coping blade.
Well, just like a coping saw can make very tight cuts and that. When you look at that,
Here,
in a way it looks just like a kind of like a sheep's foot, but you can see it's very pronounced down here at the angle. And what that allows you to do is get up into very tight corners and make very precise cuts. So if you're whittling and you need to make very precise cuts, where plus there's strength there. Okay, so the way it goes down, the angle that it goes down, you can reach up in there, but you still got a lot of strength right here. Where if you're trying to use a clip point blade to get up in them tight places, a lot of the clip points are very weak. There's not a lot of metal at the end of the blade. You can break the tip off on your clip point. So
yeah, very good. Yeah, Gizmo also mentioned that the old ones have no nail nick. That I don't know what year they introduced the
and
nail nick.
I have a 112 without a nail nick in it also. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone say hello to Mrs. C. She's here. Gracing
hello,
us
Mrs.
with,
C.
With her presence. And then Singing Toad has the definitive answer here. There you go. Knife Delights. Is that true?
That I worked in the Buck factory in '63.
That was right before you went in the Navy, right?
No, I had left the Buck factory well before that.
Oh, okay. That's
sold the Buck factory.
I was Actually, my work with Buck is, I used to gather up the charcoal and keep the coals going for Hoyt as he was hammering out the files. So
Well, you can't spell Buck without a K, and
that was back in
you're the
what?
Knife Delights K in that
That was
equation,
that was
right?
back in about 1907, I think.
That was right before I was born.
Oh my goodness. All righty. So Terry, I want to talk about the case knives that you and I both really like, and that would be these 47 pattern.
Absolutely.
So I know that you've got some, I've got some. This is that beautiful Tractor Supply exclusive knife I showed yesterday in a video, and I thank you guys for all watching it. That's been one of my super popular videos, and so that is awesome. Absolutely love
Best looking knife in the world.
Yeah, this is just beautiful. It is very very cool. There was your main blade, the clip point, really nice size sheep's foot blade. And then we got what I think is probably one of the better spay blades on a Stockman, because I just love how much belly these have on the 47. I just think this is like a perfect shape for that style of blade. But this bone is beautiful. The peach seed jig. This is a olive green, so it's kind of greenish at the ends, and then it goes to black in the center, and it has that peach seed jig. Just really well done on both sides. Fit and finish, I couldn't be happier. The first one I got was this yellow synthetic one, and this is got the carbon steel blades. The other one has stainless steel blades. But I think either way you get it, with stainless or carbon, you can't really go wrong. But just a fantastic knife, and really can't say enough about that 47 pattern. I think for a medium Stockman, you can't go wrong. And I think it's funny that Case just calls it the Stockman, so it doesn't call it a medium, doesn't call it a small or a large. It's just, that's the Stockman. And I think that says it all as far as what it is. But I'll let you expound on it.
That's right. It's right. I didn't understand that either. So, you got a Stockman, and then you got a medium Stockman, a tiny Stockman, a large Stockman, so it needs no introduction. It is a Stockman.
Absolutely. That's what I love about it. And it's one of their older patterns too, so
I'm not sure. I haven't researched it to know exactly how old that pattern is. Do you happen to know? Cal, do you know?
No, sir.
Yeah, from the research I did, it said it was one of the pre-1915 models that Case had. So it's been around since the early part of the last century. And it's still a fantastic design.
Don't know about them.
I'm sorry?
You don't see that many of them, though.
No, you don't. It's one that you got to kind of search for it and find it. But when you do, grab it. That's all I can tell you. And the more we buy, the more they'll make. I know that about just about any company. If something's popular, they'll start making more of them.
Can you still find that Tractor Supply edition at Tractor Supply?
Yeah. Now, one of the things I'll tell you, I have only seen one in the store, and I was in a store that I was out of town, about 2 hours away from where I live. And when I saw that, unfortunately, I didn't have the money to get it that day. So I looked on their website, and they had it. And I know Tractor Supply is not always close to where everybody lives, but you can order it off their website, and it's there. Big J found a great bargain on a user model that was on eBay. So they are on the secondary market as well. As far as I know, that barn shield that it has on it. So on the roof it says Case, and on the upper doors of the barn it has the XX on the outside, and then a barn door below that. I think that's an exclusive shield to Tractor Supply. I've never seen any others with a barn on it like that.
the first time I saw one, RJ, was Doom Crew, and he had one. And when I saw that he done a video on it, and I went to looking and hunting and searching, and then I don't know, maybe a month later, I was at a flea market and just walked right up on the guy. The guy, he had several knives, and he had one of them, and I knew I wasn't going to leave without it.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it's pretty cool. We'll see what you got there, Tom. It looks like you got an 18 pattern. Or is
Well,
that-
I was just going to say, Buck made whittlers. Case is still trying to make trying to learn. So far, they've gotten a half whittler. So this is a Case half whittler. They haven't quite perfected their whittlers yet, but it has a clip point. And then for the second blade, it has a pin blade. And this is what Case calls a half whittler. And I want to say one of the other features that can be thrown in to be considered a whittler is this hump right here in the middle, I believe. Now, as we've said many times, any knife company can make any pattern they want, and they can call it anything they want. So, to me, a whittler has a coping blade on it. Well, this one obviously doesn't. So, again, why they call it a half whittler, I don't know. Why don't they call it a half Stockman? I don't know. But
could. Or they could just call it a pen knife.
I'll just call it a pen knife. Yeah. So yeah, this is with the smooth blue ice synthetic and of course the Ictus shield there. So
Very nice.
Yep. And Gizmo mentions the Seahorse Whittler. I don't have one of those from Case.
I don't either. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely one that I would need to get, that's for sure. All right, Terry, you're up.
This would be I hadn't shown this on the on the channel. I dug it out. I've been holding out on this one. This is my prize whittler. This is a Parker Knives Eagle brand made in Siki City, Japan. Smooth Appaloosa bone. It's a 4-inch humpback, tapered, split spline with the wedge. Whittler with, it's a Shiloh. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. The edge on it says Shiloh on the clip point, and on this side over here it tells you Japan. It's made in Siki City, Japan. This knife is from the 70s. It's got snappability out the door, and look at that! Look at that blade right there.
Wow.
I don't know if that's a spay, if it's a pin. I call it modified.
There you
My
go.
understanding is in the knife community, if you use the word modified, you're covered.
That's right.
So, and then on this side over here, you definitely got a pin blade. This knife is absolutely amazing. That smooth Appaloosa bone.
That is so cool.
It is awesome. When you hold it up like that right there, you can see the humpback in it.
Yes.
And
That's just a beautiful knife.
the
all the
eagle
way around.
shield, sir. It's amazing because it's serpentine, but I want you to also look. It's a shadow knife. Look right here. When you look at, I got to get it in the right place. See, you none of the tangs stick up.
Right.
None of the tangs stick up. This is a very, very well thought out, well built knife. It's just,
Yes.
for me, that's my thoughts anyway.
I like
I
it.
agree. Yeah, They
So-
call that a sunken joint when it's like that. It's not like a canoe or a copperhead.
Right.
If the tang
right.
is below, then it's a sunken joint, and that just looks fantastic. That's such a beautiful knife.
It makes it easy on the pocket.
Yes, sir.
This is a 4-inch. This is a 4-inch knife, a 3-bladed 4-inch knife. It having 2 back springs and then a wedge in there. It's a fairly heavy knife, but you can drop that in your pocket and it carries very, very well.
I love the bone on that, and the shape is just great.
I'm telling you, it's beautiful, Andrew. I wish you could see it live. But this is one that's home for life. They won't never nothing happen to this till my children decide to do something with it after I'm gone.
A bit of a sleeve board too, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah, I'm telling you, it has
got
so many
everything.
different shapes, Cal.
It's got
Yeah.
everything.
It's got everything. When you start looking at it, it's serpentine, it's humpback, it's split back with a wedge. It's got how'd you call that, RJ? You call it the sunken joint?
Yes, sir.
Sunken joint. I had heard it called a shadow boasters too. So it's, y'all know me. I'm gonna tell you, it's jam up and jelly tight. To me, it's about as close to a perfect knife as you'd ever see.
That's real
Cal,
nice.
this is one of them I was talking about last night. It don't go nowhere but maybe to church.
Right.
I wouldn't chance dropping this on a concrete floor at work.
Heck no.
But you're not going to believe it. This was a flea market find. I was up in Macon, Georgia, and guy had probably 15 or 20 knives on his table, and I bought this knife, and I think I got a pretty good deal. I give $40 for it.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is a good deal.
I thought it was. If you don't mind, I'll show you one more whittler. I got several more and some more on them, but y'all
Okay.
was talking about Seahorse Whittler. I've never shown this knife before either. I've been holding on to it, but this is Rough Rider's take on a Seahorse Whittler.
Oh wow.
I know. This is also one of them Sunday only knives. I bought this brand new at Smoky Mountain Knife Works in 2011, the very first time I ever visited there. And is that not the most beautiful bone, green, smooth bone you ever have seen?
Yeah, that is beautiful.
It's excellent looking.
And if you watch my channel, you know that I absolutely love that horseshoe shield and the horseshoe tang. Well, this one don't have the horseshoe tang. It's even older than that. This has the Rough Rider tang. I don't know if y'all can see it or not.
Yes.
It also has on the blade, it has the anvil on the blade with the Rough Rider in script. And then it has I don't know if it's a coping or if it's a lamb's foot or sheep's foot or what. I won't use the word modified again. That'll take care of that. And then between a pen and a spade, I'm really not sure. It's their take on it.
Right.
But this thing has got excellent. Y'all hear that? That's
Yes, sir.
a whittler on the main blade they're awesome with that, using that pattern. But I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I got to do a video on it. I just been holding out. But I'm sorry, I'm taking up too much time, RJ.
No, you are not, sir. You are not.
We appreciate it.
You're showing some great knives.
All right, next.
Okay. I'm just typing this in. So I can,
Well,
so I can keep.
Tell Zen Terry says, hey.
All right. Zen,
RJ,
you've been notified. Yes, sir.
RJ, if nobody has any knives to show, I could talk about my sunken joints if you'd like.
Absolutely. Is those the ones you talked to the doctor
Quick,
about?
Andrew. Quick. Show a knife.
Hey, I got a roper.
Quick, show a
I got
knife.
a roper.
Somebody saved the show. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh, well, very hard to follow Terry's awesome knives, especially with the acrylic roper. This is the first Stockman I've ever got, and it's the acrylic covers. It reminds me of like a 70s ski sweater. It's called the Sunset Series. But yeah, no threads on this, no pinch bolsters, no brass liners, just stainless. But the fit and finish is really good on it, and this got me into Stockmans. And I do prefer the bone, but I like this series. I think there's only 3 in this series, like a Sodbuster, a Trapper, and then this one. So I had to get it. But yeah, hard to follow that awesome Japanese Whittler and that really cool Seahorse Rough Rider with just a plastic roper. But I really like the blade shape on this, and I like the size. And this got me into the Stockmans. And I've done a video. It's basically the same thing, but this is the Pit Viper with the holes kind of drilled to it. I wanted the Sand Viper, which is a lot like the Ash Viper with those wave patterns, but those are also sold out too. So, but this it's getting a little teener on there. Cutting some limes, cutting some taters.
I want to get one of those. I don't have one yet, but I'm gonna get one of those.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're really cool, and they're still out there. But they're around $20, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But I don't know how much longer they're going to be around, or if they're going to make any more of them. I don't know if Roper's going to come out with any new series. I haven't seen anything new from them in a while besides that Sunset.
They haven't come out with much in the traditional space, but they have been making some new modern knives. They've been coming out with those. So that's the thing with them, is that they kind of focus on both sides of the market with traditional stuff and with the modern stuff. So they go both ways.
Yeah, they do have the Yukon, which is like kind of a wood hawkbill lockback, is kind of the closest to new traditional I've seen them make.
Yeah.
Halen has something.
All right, Cal, we see you.
I also have a humpback half wheeler, kind of like Tom was showing.
Yeah.
This is a case. It's a 1979, and the main blade, unfortunately, likes to ride a little proud. I'm gonna have to do some work on the spring, possibly put a new spring in there. But it has the main clip point blade there. As you can see, it won't even open all the way. So, the 6208 pattern. My buddy picked this up at a flea market, and he gave it to me. So that's pretty nice of him. And I believe it was in the. It's hard to say. I think it's in the Appaloosa bone as well. But all the oils over the years, you can kind of see a bit of light here and over here.
Good looking knife, though.
Yep.
Yeah, and it also has a your pin blade. She is a bit rusted, but all right. Still has a lot of shine too.
Oh yeah.
That's called character.
This one has one back spring that they both ride on.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Pin blade has good snap, but that one doesn't. I also have a 1988 Fighting Rooster with that awesome clip point there, just a fat, short clip point.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
And it is a international cutlery club, one of 300, and this is number 68. It's 68 is etched right there, but it's hard to see. And this one has the red coloring and the gold coloring as well. This one has a Bowie knife for one of the blades.
That is sweet.
Yeah, I really like this thing.
I've never seen that before.
And, it's got the pearl handles
That's
with the
beautiful
bomb,
piece,
with the
Cal.
bomb shield. Sorry?
That's a beautiful piece.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you.
I agree.
And it has a spay blade like RJ likes, just a big old fat spay blade there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is a really neat knife. In the whittler pattern, not so much a whittler, but in the same pattern.
That is so cool.
Great snap on both blades. This one also, the main blade, you can see how fat the tang is there.
Oh yeah.
It's on both back springs. It's at least 3/16 there on the back.
That's
back
a lot of knife.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Create-
that's a lot of knife.
creates incredible snap there on that one. And then that was my last whittler, but I am going to break into my Stockman real fast with this one.
Yeah, sure.
This is like Terry was talking about earlier with the crow's foot jigging in green bone, dark green bone at that. Also has the bomb shield, nickel silver bolsters and pins. This one has the Turkish clip and Fighting Rooster, and the last one was 2nd generation, and so is this one. It also has the little Bowie knife. It has a wicked swedge. It's hard to see it, but it is. It's very pronounced. It's almost sharp up here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There you go. You can kind of see it there.
I've just
Yeah.
never seen that before.
Yeah, I hadn't either until these two specific knives here, and then there's that big old spay blade. And these all run off of just like any other Stockman. You got your 2 back springs with your 2 secondaries riding on the secondary back spring, and your main blade riding on your front back spring. Yeah, that thing is pokey right there. Just closing it,
Yeah.
it lets you know it's there. That's for sure. Well, back to y'all.
Well, actually, we are about 1 hour in. I see we got 56 people watching. This might be a good time for your announcement, Cal.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. I had just an extra knife laying around in a box, so I decided I was going to give this away on this live stream. And it is a Hen and Rooster Congress 324C DS, which is a secondary or a second cut stag. And there it is. A beautiful
a beauty.
rooster,
Oh wow.
stag handles. Got a sheep's foot for the main blade, and 3 pin blades. The secondary main blade is also a pin blade, just a large pin blade. And there you go. Let's go ahead and give this away. How about we just what inner word stag, or no, we need to do a number one on this one. Yeah, 1 through 100, I guess.
Yeah, we can do 1 to 100. So here we'll do the rules for this. Do you know the rules, Tom, or you want me to do it?
Well, I was just going to ask him, do you want it to be the closest without going over, or just the closest
Yeah,
number?
we're gonna go classic Price is Right rules. So it'll be the closest number without going over. One guess only. U.S. addresses only. Must be 18 or over, which I think almost all of us are, probably by twice as much. And thank you, Mark. I saw your donation there. We very much appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I think that will be it. So whenever you're ready, Tom, we'll put up a start.
Who's
And-
going to write down the number? Cal,
I
you got a
don't-
number written down?
Terry said
got
Terry's got the number.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Then
The number's
Whenever-
down.
yep, whenever Tom puts up a start, then we'll go ahead and give away this awesome.
Okay, I'm getting ready to do it right now. So start.
All
Good
right.
luck.
There you go, guys. 1 to 100 is the range. So go ahead and put in your guesses. We'll see.
And on every single tang, it has German carbon steel, handmade, and the pattern number, just like it has on the box here, on every single blade. So
Very nice.
comes with the paper. Like I said, it's brand new. I don't guess they come with any paperwork because I haven't received any paperwork with my hen and rooster knives. Has anybody else? Did you receive paperwork with yours, RJ?
No, it was just in the box with mine. So quit messing with my light, girl. My dogs have come out, so if you guys hear
Hey.
any extra huffing, puffing, and noises and stuff, that's them. Shameless plug. Go for it, Tom.
Well, we got a moment here while everyone's putting their number in. Just want to remind everybody to please join RJ's Regiment. I think it's like $3.20 a month, but it's a great way to support RJ and his channel. He always takes out a lot of time taking care of people, helping people. Takes out this time every Sunday to put on and provide this great show for everyone. So just show RJ your support and join RJ's Regiment.
Thank you, Tom. We
I
still
really
got
like the-
guesses coming in.
Really like the long bolsters on that, Kalen.
Absolutely.
Very unique.
That's fairly unique to German knives, ain't it, Kalen?
I believe so. Most Congresses, and people that have bought out German patterns and stuff, they're still continuing to make this long
Does
bolster.
Does that one have the stepped bolsters, or are they just elongated?
Yes, they are stepped there. You can see.
I've seen a couple of those in person. They're beautiful.
I did buy it brand new. It is brand new, so you'll be getting a brand new now.
Well, I don't see any more numbers coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and put a stop in.
Okay.
Okay, we're stopped.
All right.
And so what is your number there, Kalen?
Terry,
Terry
What's
had the
my
number.
Oh, Terry? 64?
I think we have a 64 in there.
All right. Let's scroll back through there and we'll see.
Zen has a 62.
I see 65 for Last Ranger.
That's over.
Yeah, it looks like Zen got it to me.
very nice. Congratulations.
Did Zen get it?
Yep. Zen got it.
Zen won a knife yesterday at the case event too.
You better
It's
go
a
buy a
lucky
lotto
weekend.
ticket, Zen.
Zen, you better go play the lottery, buddy. You're
Oh,
on.
wait a minute. Yep. Zen
Yep,
at 62.
Zen was
Yep.
62. That's for
Zen
sure.
won't agree 62.
I think so. Yep. So there you go. Congratulations, Zen.
That's cool.
Right.
That's cool, Zen. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a very cool knife, and I'm glad you got it.
Going back in the paper, back in the box, and once I get your information, she'll go in the mail.
Yeah.
Do you want to
So-
give out your email address there, Kalen?
Absolutely. It's just all lowercase gunslingercal88 @gmail.com.
There you go, Zen. Shoot him an email, and congratulations on your new knife. And that's a really nice knife, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cal, for providing that and for
Yeah.
having a
If you-
giveaway. That's awesome.
Absolutely. If you want to look up a bit more information on it before you get it, there you go. 324C DS in Rooster.
Fantastic.
Congratulations again.
Hello, Mark. Mark Kaufman's got to run, but I wanted to say hi, Mark.
All right. Thank you, Mark, for coming, and thank you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry, Joe. The entry was already over, so I'm sorry you missed that.
Sorry,
Oh,
Joe.
I bet he guessed 64 too.
No, he gets 44, but yeah, that was. All right, Terry, you had a knife you wanted to show?
I'm gonna show one more whittler. I got several more, but I want to show one more whittler. Then I'll go back to the Stockman.
Okay.
This one's a very interesting knife. Whitetail cutlery. And I'm not 100% sure what they call that bone. I don't know if it's like second cut or whatever. It's just got real deep jigging and where it's been torched and all. It's beautiful. Got that regular whitetail cutlery shield, and there's the other side of it. And
Yeah, that's really
I'm
cool.
gonna do this one a little backwards. I'm gonna show you that coping blade. Got that keen point on the coping blade. Got a nice little pin blade on there. And there is your main blade, which is, there's the tang stamp. And then look at the other side. It says German stainless Rossfry, which we know that means, stainless in German. Got that long spear point with a long pull on it. And check this out. It's a lockback.
Wow.
So the main whittling blade is one spring and it locks. And then it starts here and has two springs, one each for the pin and the coping. And they're stout. They stout. But the actual whittling blade, this long pin with a long pull, is a lock blade. Is that not neat? And it's a cigar pattern. It's larger up here and smaller down here.
That's
Only
nice.
one of these I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a really cool knife.
That's actually was a gift from my son.
Nice.
Yeah. While you got me up there, I'll do something real quick, RJ.
Okay.
Just real quick to give somebody else a chance. Everybody knows that several of us met up at the Case event yesterday outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek. I know Mike Curtis is perched up on the edge of his chair right now because he got one of these too. This is the event knife for that particular event, which is a K75 pattern Stockman with a green apple smooth bone with the etching on it. And the etching, it says Case XX Country 2 Colette Country Store, which was the facility that put on the event. And if you ain't ever been to one of them, too bad. You need to put one on your bucket list. And go.
For
But
sure.
I'll do as good a review as I know how to do next Saturday on Stockman Stampede. This is what's going to be on there, and I'll show all the swag and everything that I picked up that day.
Fantastic.
Very
I'm
nice.
sorry, Nick.
All righty, Tom.
Well, just real quick, I've shown this a couple times already before, but this is a sleeve board whittler, and this was made by, oh goodness, W.H. Morley and Sons out of New York, and they went out of business in the 20s, so this knife is right at 100 years old or older. You can tell it has two pen blades. Well, actually, one pen blade, and this is actually a file. And then like a spear point blade there. But look at that swedge. That swedge runs the entire length of the blade.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at how thick that blade is right there.
Oh, wow.
So, wonderful mother of pearl on this. It's the mother of pearl. The covers are still in excellent condition for the age of the knife. Just a gorgeous knife, and it is a whittler because there are two back springs, and you can see it's really thick up there because the main blade here is using both of those back springs, and then these two other blades individually off of each one. So here's a very early example. So that is the sleeve board because it is bigger here and tapers down here, just like an attachment on an ironing board for ironing sleeves. That's why they call it a sleeve board.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why I brought up Carving Steel's comment there. He talked about the cigar pattern having equal ends, and the sleeve board pattern is the one with the slight taper. That's how I understood it also.
Since we're talking about Stockmans too, I'll pull out a cattle knife, and that's an equal ended, and that's what I would consider to be a cigar pattern. But a cattle knife is just about the same as a Stockman except for the frame. So.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful knife again, Tom. Thank you for showing that. And Zen says he won the Colette Country Store SFO Hunter Green Deep Canyon Jig Sodbuster Jr. I saw a picture of that yesterday, and that was a beautiful knife as well.
It was.
So that is really cool. And hey, BC Gerbs is here. Hey, Gerbs.
Hey,
Glad
Gerbs.
You're here. That's cool that you came by and stopped by. All right. Anybody else got a knife they'd like to show? If not, I'll go.
yeah, someone go. Somebody, Andrew, or you need to go for sure.
I don't have any whittlers, but I'll do one
Stockman or anything else you want to.
just my other Sal Belly Stockman. My only Rough Rider Sal Belly Stockman. This is the copper coil. I like that they do not have the stamp on the front bolster. They just have the stamp on the center, kind of like a shield. This is Blackbone. I was watching TK's Stockman, Sal Belly Stockman collection, and they're all looking really good. And he pulled this out, and I was like, wow, I better get that. And it's all copper coil, copper liners, stainless springs, but it's kind of a stonewash blades, very heavy knife. But yeah, just the usual Sal Belly Stockman. But really nice snap. The blade doesn't cant down as much as the Roper. But I saw this, and it looks way better in person than it does. But it's a heavy pocket carry with that copper.
Oh yeah, I love copper knives, how they patina, but yes, they are slightly heavier than the other ones.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. It's very unique.
Yeah, it is. It's a really cool series that Rough Rider did with that. Well, I'll show a couple of different Stockmans, ones that I don't show all the time. I think this was my second ever video, and that's on this little Kershaw Brandywine Stockman. So I thought that this was a very cool little knife. I'm a fan of Kershaw knives, and so it's got this really nice Skinner blade on it, kind of a really tapered down, Turkish clip. Of course, you get your sheep's foot on that, and I really like the spay blade on this one too, because it's it's another one with the with that little fat belly on there. I just find that to be such a handsome blade, and I really like how it performs. But you don't see this one very much. One of the things about the Kershaw series, they do have I think it's a micarta cover, but the other ones that they make, the Trapper and the Federalist and all this other stuff, they all had names that corresponded with American Revolutionary War stuff. So this was the Brandywine, the other one's the Culpeper, and the other one was the Gadsden. So all of those have Revolutionary War name references. So I thought that was really neat that they were calling back to the early history of the country. And then this is a little thrift store find that I found, and I had never seen a knife like this one. This was my very first Hammer brand knife, and this is a series that had the forging marks on the thing, just like the Ontario cutlery ones did.
Oh,
So
wow.
I found that these were from the 1970s, that this line of knives came out in 74. And so really nice sheep foot. And like I said, I just love the heavy forging marks and stuff. This was called the Explorer model. But yeah, you'd have to check the video. I'd go and tell the whole history of these knives. And they had an entire line of knives that had this forging mark on it, including a couple of fixed blades. But really cool knife, and one that I think I paid like $10 or something for it. I mean, it's like I couldn't pass it up.
Oh, wow.
It was like, yeah, this is just a bargain knife. And it's like when I saw it, I asked the guy, "Can I see that knife in the counter?" And he said, "Sure." And I said, "Okay, well, this got a new home. Just here you go. Here's $10."
It looks a lot like the Rough Rider heavy forged. Is the blade stock as thick as the Rough Riders?
I will show you. It is not as thick as that. So here's the main blade. Now it's got a good thickness on it.
Well, and that's what turned people off on the Rough Rider Stockman heavy forge, was that it was just too thick for a Stockman. So this is really nice.
Yeah, so I thought it was a good thickness, and yeah, it's not as thick. It really tapers down quite a bit when you get to the edge. This is what they called their feather edge. And so it is sharp, but it's not as thick as it goes down. So, so here you go. If you can see how thick that blade stock is on there.
Wow.
So, but I thought it was a good size knife, and this is 47 pattern size. But yeah, that was the first time I'd seen that Hammer brand shield. I don't know if it shows up that good with the arm and hammer coming down. So it was just a really cool knife that I came across, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get that one, because I had never seen another one before or since.
Yeah, it's definitely a first.
Yep. All right, Cal's up. He's got something.
Y'all were showing off some cigar patterns, and I forgot I have two more Whittlers.
Nice.
This is a Fighting Rooster, second generation, half Whittler cigar knife, and it has another sheep's foot for the main blade. This one is a Captain's Rooster, also in pearl handles. Where are we at? There we are. And it also needs to have the matte strike pull. A thin blade.
Pearl handles got a lot of color to them.
Try to get some of that pearl in there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can really see it at certain angles. You can see the depth in those covers. It's really cool.
And that's my only cigar. And then I had this case, half Whittler Congress. Has long pull. This is in CV on the main. I guess you'd call that the ram's foot. Yeah.
Yes, I would say that's a ram's foot.
And then has an easy open for the, doesn't make it easy to open for the pin blade. Like I said, this is in CV 32052. Little half Whittler. And back to the Stockman. I have one. It's an Imperial, like your Hammer brand there.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm not sure on the date. I know it's old. It looks like it was found in a river. But it has the same forge marks
Yeah.
on this one. This is a Turkish clip point, and it has pretty thick blade stock as well. And then for the where the sheep's foot usually is, it's got a spade blade, also with the forge marks there.
Yeah.
But mine's been worn down pretty much, or pretty good, so they're hard to see. The pin blade there.
Nice.
And just thick back springs. Pretty thick blade stock.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to show that because you don't see that very often.
No, not at all.
And back to you.
All right. And there we go, Mr. Tom. You're up. Tommy, you're muted.
I'm always doing that.
It's okay. That's your nickname.
I know it. I know it. Anyway, this is a Colonial cattle knife, and the cattle knife is very closely related to a Stockman. And the basic difference is this is on a cigar pattern, so it's equal-ended. Otherwise, the blades are about the same. You got your clip point, got your spay, and then we got a pen blade over here. So, to me, that's what I consider to be a cigar pattern.
Yeah,
I like that one.
that's really nice.
Yeah. That's right. 1 minute knife review. Tommy the Mute.
Hey,
Seems like I pick up one or two nicknames every show, RJ.
It wouldn't be the same without them, but it's all in fun, and we love you. You don't have to worry about that. All right, Terry's got a knife. Let's see that.
Oh, I just got an old Stockman. It's a Parker cutlery made in Jacksonville, Alabama, back in the late 70s, with a regular pin modified spade with a sheep's foot, nice clip. Right there, you'll see it says Parker USA. These are made in Jacksonville, Alabama, with stag handles. See that old uneven stag on the handles right there? Dandy little old knife. Dandy little old knife. They made these knives in Jacksonville, Alabama in the late 70s. They started making these right after when Jim Parker and Jim Frost split up. They completely split up in the middle or late part of 78. And then that's about the time they started making these over in Alabama. Jim Parker teamed up with a man called Fane Edwards, and Fane Edwards was the one that was beating out the Damascus blades over there in an old foundry that they had fired back up. And just for a little bit of backstory, I grew up and lived 2 miles from where these knives were made. Sweet Pea and I grew up in Jacksonville, Alabama, and went to school there, and that's where we were married and started our family. So this knife right here probably means more to me than anything in my collection.
Nice.
And somebody else go.
Okay.
If y'all wait on me to do Stockman's now, it'll be my show.
We like the story.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll make sure that you don't take over the show completely.
Just calming me down sometimes.
It's okay.
Hey Andrew, ain't you got a cattleman's cutlery Stockman?
No. Oh yeah, I do. As a matter of fact.
That black one with the dots and all on it.
Yeah, here it is.
See, I know more about what he's got than he does.
I almost forgot about it.
I love that knife. You done a short on it not too long ago. I like it.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
yeah. I really was attracted to the black blades. It's not their 3CR. It's actually coated stainless. I did notice, I don't know if I can get in on there, but it was chipping a little bit on the back spine, so I don't know what kind of coating it is. So, I mean, they do make them in orange and yellow and red and blue with satin finished blades. But it's really cool, just medium Stockman. And if you look in the inside, you can see that those 5 pins on each side go all the way through.
Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, it's so definitely, you're not going to lose the covers on this. And being Black Delrin, just a good little work knife. And actually, it's my only Cattleman Cutlery Stockman, but wanted to check it out. I probably should get one of the orange ones. I'm a big orange fan for sure. But that shield's really cool. And it's just medium size. It's very similar to, what RJ showed. This is the Brandywine in Redbone in D2. This is a great one. And I do love that Spay blade. I want to look into their small trapper, I think is coming out in this. And it's basically a pretty close copy to just the Case medium brown bone Stockman or brown peach.
It's
What
about the
pattern is
same
that?
size as an 18 pattern.
Yeah, I think it is a 19. Yeah, just a medium Stockman, but they don't. They cram their blades in there. They don't, make them so they don't rub or anything. They don't design them, but the blade stock's nice and thick, and I don't mind. At first I would have mind that the blades would be rubbing, but when I heard most of Case Stockmans are like that, it doesn't really bother me so much, as long as it doesn't hit the edge or anything like that. But yeah, this is a really cool one. I think I picked it up for about $14. I think they're about $25 on traditional pocket knives, but just a good little, if you're going to lose your knife on the ranch or the farm or drop it, you're not going to crack the bone. Just a good little work knife for sure.
Yeah, I bought that very same Stockman, but with the blue covers.
Okay.
For my grandson for his 17th birthday.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, because I thought that was an excellent knife to have him have. Well, what you got there, Tom? A surprise?
Well, yeah, I got it. Okay, Byron, close one eye. Close one eye. Byron does not like purple covers. Matter of fact, he told me the color of the colors that he likes, covers he likes. I don't have what he likes, but he did say he likes wood covers. So with your one eye closed, you don't see the purple. With your one eye open, you see the wood. There is your curly purple maple. And this is a Case small Stockman.
Is that the 44?
It is the 33.
33.
Yep. So just a gorgeous knife. They did a wonderful job with this. The camera doesn't show it, but it's got like these little gold threads running through it. And the camera just don't quite pick it up, but just a gorgeous job on this curly maple.
Yeah, I have a brown Delrin in that. Those are great knives.
Yep, they are. Sorry, Byron, you can open your other eye now.
I can't hear RJ. He's muted.
Yep, I did RJ the mute. Yeah, I was. I had to cough there real quick. I didn't want to.
It makes
blow
for a
everybody's
much
ears
better
out.
show when he's muted.
It probably is. My ratings will go through the roof. No, I said Byron needs to embrace his inner Prince fan and just like the purple. It's okay.
Hey,
All right.
real quick, I got to point something out. RJ, I think this is the first time I've seen this. You have 51 likes and there's 46 people watching. Your likes are outnumbering the people currently watching. So thank you, everybody.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. That's
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
All right, Cal, we'll go ahead and bring you up there.
Since y'all did y'all's 47s earlier, I figured I'd bust mine out. And this is a 1979 brown bone 47 pattern in carbon. Wow. About broke my fingernail on that one. There's a clip point on that. Lots of patina. At 79. And there's a sheep's foot blade. Can I get any better? Not really. And this one has the 2 back springs and spay. There's the back side of that.
Beautiful.
And you can see the 2 springs separated by a liner. And
Was that in CV?
yeah, it was before they marked the steel type, but it's very patinaed, so I would assume it's CV or carbon of some sort. Yeah, 79. And then this one is a 1999 47 pattern in chestnut bone. This one has 3 back springs instead of the 2, which I thought that was different. This big O, huge numbers and stamp there. 6347 stainless steel and big O spay blade there.
Beautiful knife.
Good
Beautiful.
belly.
Yeah, that's really nice.
This is going to trade places with Terry's Whittler. So I'm getting the Whittler and he's getting this 47.
Wow.
Oh, very cool.
Andrew wasn't here yet when we was talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It has 3 back springs there. So
It's interesting. That's a 75, but it's got the rounded bolsters.
no, this is a 47.
Oh,
These
47. Sorry.
Yeah, these are both 47s.
Oh, okay.
One 179. Oh, I said 79 was the year. My bad. And then the 99. And hope you like it, Terry.
I love it already, baby. I'm trying to find a box to put yours in now.
And then just one more real quick.
Sure.
I have a Tony Bowes sow belly
Oh,
Oh, nice.
in the I think it's the desert green, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. This one is a 2015. My father gave this to me. His friend that had passed left it to him, and he wanted me to have it to go in my collection. So there's the main clip point, which I love that clip point there. It's very subtle,
Yeah, those Tony Bowes sow bellies are just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really knew how to put a knife together. They're
Slip joint. Yeah, I think that slip joint Sawyer is, I think, his favorite knife.
Yeah, he has one just like this. We've talked about it many times. But it is a TB 6339 on the pattern, and we have a spade blade, and it has an incredible swedge there as well.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Tony Bowes, sow belly, Stockman, and it has ridiculous snap, fit and finish, fantastic. So, thanks for letting me share. Back to you.
Of course. Beautiful knives.
Thank
That's
you.
for sure.
Thank you.
All right, Terry.
If anybody wasn't here earlier, this is the knife Kalen's talking about, the J.A. Hinkle split back whittler with the crow's foot jigging. This is the one going to Texas. This is what he's referring to.
Oh, okay.
This is the flea market find I done a video on last week or so or whatever. This is what's going to his collection.
What's on the shield?
It's the what do you call that, Kalen? The swilling or whatever.
It's the twins, the Zwilling twins.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very interesting shield. Very interesting. But that's what's going to Kalen. So if anybody didn't see that earlier, but I got two Stockmans here. Kalen, there's my 44 right there.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
This is only 44 I have, and this is a 2023 with the green curly oak, and I love this knife. I like a square bolstered knife, but when you talk about a 75, they're hard on the pocket. But this little jewel right here is a perfect little weekend knife, and I like the way these are. I like the way these are shaped. Let me try to get it up there where y'all can see it. It's it's not. I don't know if you call it a serpentine, or I don't know if you call that serpentine or not. But I'm trying to hold it up there where y'all can see it. But it's a beautiful. This knife right here is as well built as any knife I own, and it's a 2023. So I feel, and I've gotten a couple of newer cases, and I'm really feeling real good about their fit and finish as of late. So I know you can get a bad knife from anywhere, but that's my only 44. I got one more here ready to show, and this is a ode to RJ and my late daddy, the 34 OT from Old Timer.
Oh yeah.
This is not the knife, but the pattern knife that my daddy carried all my life.
Right.
As long as I knew him, he always carried the 34 OT Old Timer, and on the weekend or Sunday he would carry the equivalent to this, an Uncle Henry. He thought that was was an upscale. He never was a man to spend big money on a knife or anything, but he carried USA. This is a USA made. I got that hot dog shield. John over at Thrifty, he likes these. I think Matt does too. But this is, y'all hear that? This is a jam up knife. This is a flea market find that I found. I think I give $3 or $4 for it. Brought it home, cleaned it up a little bit. So there we go.
Very nice. I don't have the 34.
It's a dandy little knife. I done a stampede on it the other day, and I got the the Chinese made and the American made, but that's the only two I have.
All right, Tom, we'll let you go.
Well, we can't talk about Stockman's without, I had to break out Grandpa's knife.
There you go.
This is an 18 pattern.
Oh man.
And this was made, based on the Tang stamp, it was made between 1940 and 1964. You can see it has no, you can't see it there, can you? Let me close that blade. Maybe you can see it. Got the case XX on it.
Very nice.
Now, I'm thinking that's Jig Delrin, but some people think it's bone. I don't know.
It's hard
It's
to
hard to tell.
That looked bone to me.
I know it looks bone, but I don't know. It's just hard to tell. And the full pattern number is 6318 HP. Now, the code charts you see currently are for like the last 10 years of how Case has been making them. So I don't know if the 6 stands for bone or if it stands for synthetic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the same problem I had trying to look it up.
Yeah, the HP is on these old Stockmans, they would use the second letter of the blade style. So the H is the second letter for sheep's foot, which it has. And the P is the second letter for spay blade, which it has. So that's why it has HP at the end.
That is correct.
Just the story behind this for those, I've showed this and talked about it before, but last year at Thanksgiving, sat down for Thanksgiving dinner, and my aunt just reached over. She had something in her hand. She says, "I got something for you, Tom," and put it in my hand. And I opened it up, and it was this knife. And
Yep,
this was my grandfather's.
That's red bone. That's red bone for
Yeah,
sure.
you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. At sometimes I think it's red bone, and other times I think it's synthetic. But you know what? In the long run, it doesn't matter. It's just a gorgeous knife, and it was my grandpa's.
Yeah,
And you can tell by the blades, he did use it. He mustn't have hated spay blades because he used it. There's your sheep's foot. He used it. So he was a farmer.
Yep.
I
Well,
love
since Terry showed his old timers, I'm gonna show a couple. This is not the 34 OT, but this is an American made with carbon blades. Also had carbon steel springs. They've had a forced patina on them. But this was the Stockman that I started off with. This was the traditional knife I started off with. I started carrying one of these in high school, and it was a constant companion. And they're just a fantastic knife. I think that those old timers, they're just a great little knife. I do have an Uncle Henry version. This is their 834. This is one of the Chinese made ones, but again, just a fantastic little knife. I think that they are just perfect little Stockmans. Great pocket droppers. You just can't go wrong with a knife of this style. And the thing that's cool, here's a 18 pattern, and as you can see, it's just slightly shorter than that. And that was one of the things that Old Timer always did. A lot of their knives are just that little bit shorter to make them more pocket friendly. And I think they did that on purpose. I think also they could reduce costs because these were straight up working man knives. You went in and you got a knife like this, and that was the deal. Now I do have the fancy version. This is the OTB. So this is Chinese made, but it's bone, and it has the threaded bolsters, nice thick.
that is thick.
Slabs of when you look at the other one, this is how thin one is compared to this little fat boy. But when I opened it up, I was like, man, this thing is thick. But it has the match strike bolsters on it, and these are in a 9CR stainless. So they upgrade the stainless on the bone series from a 7CR to a 9CR. So you still get all your 3 blades. And I just think if you need a maybe a more fancy carry that day, it's kind of cool to have one of these. The bone looks a lot better. You can see it in my videos because you can really see the like in the white parts, you can see a little pepper marks and stuff that are in the bone, other than the part where they have the saw cut part that they've darkened in. But really a very pretty knife. But another one I wanted to show off real quick is on that 18 pattern. This is the one with the punch, and I think that a Stockman with a punch is just a cool knife. It's something that you can have that's just a little bit different. And this is a case model 18. This is the black synthetic covers, so it looks really nice and has carbon steel blades. I know Zen likes his Stockman like this, so it's I wanted to definitely show that one because I knew Zen would be here, and I know he likes that. So, anyways, I'll let somebody go besides me, and we will see what else.
Andrew, you got anything?
Yeah, I got
Yeah, you go first.
a really large wild turkey. This is interesting because it's actually longer than the 75.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't know if I can line them up here. It's just a little bit longer than 75 with the rounded bolsters. I picked this up because they said it was like 5 inches closed, but that was wrong. But it's very interesting spay blade. It's almost like a pin spay blade on this. And then I really like the sheep's foot. It's really nice right here.
I like to call that a tactical spay blade.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's a big Stockman for sure. And Terry had given me I had this and a few other ones in this series, and he had the Trapper, and that was the first knife he sent me. So now I have 3 of these wild turkeys, which is really cool. And Cal, it was my mistake. This case is an 18. It's not a 19.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah, similar to the one Tom showed. I also have my other Frost would be a Silver Horse with the torched bone, black blades, and it's got the file work on the back. And
wow.
It's a cool one. They call it the Wrangler.
It's very sharp looking.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool, budget friendly Stockman for sure. One of my favorites though, which I'm into the big Stockmans, but Queen did they do a small Stockman in the winter bottom. I probably have showed it before, but I really like it for just a 5th pocket carry because it's nice and small. I think Rough Rider might make a small one like this. I think it's about like 3 1/4 inches. But really digging the winter bottom bone. And since Smoky Mountain brought the USA Queens out, that they're kind of discontinuing these Chinese ones. So I'm trying to pick up almost every winter bottom that I can because they're just the deal. I think this was $11, and it's 440C. Just a nice little pocket dropper.
Very sleek.
Yeah, really nice.
And I used to be more of a fan of bigger knives because I have bigger hands, but this is just great to throw in the 5th pocket, and it has 3 blades on it.
I like your hat, by the way.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was thinking I got to get one too.
Yeah, boy, where'd I get this? I think Smoky Mountain had them on sale for like $16, and nowadays
nice.
all caps are like $25. So if you can find one for $16,
definitely.
All right, we'll take a look and see what you got there, Cal.
I'm just going to run through the rest of my Stockmans real quickly here and get them out of the way. I know we're getting close to time. This is my 33. This is a 1990. The thing about these small ones, you really This is a 1991 in brown Delrin. Was it you, Tom, that had this? The 33?
I had an 18.
You had an 18?
Yeah.
I thought somebody showed a 33.
Was that the small? Oh,
This
wait.
is the small.
No. Yeah, 33. Yeah, that's what I had.
I thought so. But yeah, 91 brown Delrin, 33 pattern, small Stockman. The main back spring is larger than the secondary back spring, as you can see. And this one is in stainless. Then I have a this is my 44, and this one is a 1970 44. And see, you can see that that's a red bone. It looks very similar to your red bone, Tom.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
But and you know, the more oil that soaks into that red bone, the darker it gets, and it does become harder and harder to tell.
Well, the reason on mine is the color is so consistent that it looks like Delrin.
right.
Because a lot of times on bone, you'll see where the stain doesn't quite take in, you know, it's a little
Mhm.
uneven. So
Yeah,
that's what's throwing me.
I gotcha. But like Terry was saying, that very sleek pattern of that 44,
Yeah.
very slender.
Yeah.
1970. And then my great grandfather's 32 pattern.
Oh, wonderful.
That is cool.
This is 1940 to 1964, and he used it as well.
Yeah.
There's that.
Oh, it's still got great snap on that blade.
Oh man, it's got half stops. It has incredible snap. There's the sheep's foot and the pin. They're still in great shape. I mean, they're all in great shape. Carbon and larger back spring for the main, smaller one for the secondary, and has that sleek. The 32 had the sleek design as well as the 44, just a bit larger. The 44, I guess, was your small medium, and then this is very similar to the 18 pattern as far as size goes. Very, very similar in size.
Very nice.
And this is my 18. This was my grandfather's, the 2000
Okay, yeah.
model. And I think that's the smooth or the pocket worn corn cob, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Anybody knows? But this is in stainless, has the Turkish, as you can see, 2000, and this one's stamped USA on the blade.
Huh.
Right there on the back. And this knife has cut me a handful of times. It is a very, very sneaky spay blade. The back spring on it, it doesn't, you get to a very certain spot and it doesn't matter if you're touching it or the wind blows or anything, it just closes. So it's very sneaky, especially if you have the sheep foot open. And one more look at the bone on that one. Got a little crack in the back there, but still very sturdy. And we're almost done. This is my 32 pattern, 032 pattern, bit newer. This one is in this is a 2001 model, 032 pattern in amber jig bone. This one is brand new, or new old stock, I should say. And it's in CV. There's a great looking pin blade, in my opinion. Just ridiculous snap on these. Then I have a 92 in Appaloosa bone. This is a 1978. And like Tom was saying, the color it's so consistent in that Appaloosa bone on the front side that it looks like black bone. But you turn it around back and you can tell it was just way over dyed.
Yeah.
And the 92 was your smaller, larger Stockman. It's not as big as a 75. There's your spay, your sheep's foot, and your flip point, and my fingerprint. And
Very nice.
just a really cool pattern. And my last one, y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Nice walk and talk.
Yeah, the 92 pattern, 6392. My last one is the 75 pattern, and this is a 1965 to 1969 red bone, also new old stock.
That's red bone.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
And that's it. Thank you for letting me run through all those real fast. I know.
Well, thanks for showing them.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, Tom, we'll let you go.
Yeah, everyone else.
Real quick, I'm going to break the mold. I'm breaking the rules. No
Uh-oh.
surprise there. This is a little knife I picked up in the antique store a couple days ago. And it's a sleeve board. And unfortunately, both of the blades are broken on it. Got that broken blade there. And the other one snapped off all the way down here. But I bought this because it is such a unique pattern. It was only a couple bucks. But you got the mother of pearl, and of course it's chipped off there just a little bit. But I bought it because it was made by Mayer and Gosch, which is a company I'd never heard of before. Probably from Germany. I haven't been able to do a lot of research, but one of the reasons I bought this is this unique blade right here. This folds down, and it's on the bottom side. And when you look at it like that, it almost looks like a Phillips screwdriver head on the end there. But you open it up, and it's flat on this side.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's got a file here, but I don't know the purpose of this little pointer here. You know, if it's to gouge down, scrape into stuff, I don't know what that is. I've never seen a blade like that. And so it's in pretty rough condition. But again, it was a tang stamp I didn't have before, and had this unique blade, and I'll probably be doing a cleanup video on this one. But has anyone seen a blade like this before?
I haven't, but I'm wondering if it might have been a
Yeah.
fingernail cleaner.
Well,
you know?
yeah, could have been. Could have been. But it's so thick up here. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, it could be a pipe cleaner also. 1 minute says. But yeah, Carving Steel says Mayer and Grosch are from the U.S. They actually released some knives made by GEC like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know they're still around, but this is obviously one of their early works. So, yep.
Yeah, I agree that blade does kind of look like a pipe cleaner blade. You could really get in there and scrape the side.
Well, yeah, maybe it is for a pipe cleaner. I don't know.
Right. I hope
It's
we
really
entertain you,
weird.
Stan. That's all we can say.
Multi-use tool.
It's a multi-use tool. That's right.
Wait, Tom, we don't do multi-tools on here.
Oh, watch it again. Can't sneak anything by you, RJ.
Nope, no flies on me this afternoon. That's for sure.
So
Well, thank you, Tom. That was a really cool knife.
I love the antique stores. You just never know what you're going to find.
That is for sure. All right, Terry, what you got there?
Just when he showed that blade, I run and got this right quick. This is a brass German-made gentleman's knife, and it has that blade.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Sure
It
does.
has this blade. It is flat on this side for cleaning your fingernails. On this side, it has 2 grooves, and then that pointed blade.
Yep.
And then over here on this side, it has a long pin and a short pin, and it has the decorative.
Yep. Now,
This
Made
was
out of-
different to me. It's made in Germany.
Solingen, Germany,
Uh-huh.
right after the war, made all kinds of what we call grooming knives. And that would
Yeah.
be an example of a grooming knife.
Uh-huh.
And gentlemen would carry them so they could groom.
Yeah.
But I've seen the blade with like a little cup on the end for cleaning your ears, but I've never
Right.
seen a pointed end like that.
Yeah, this was the first one I had seen, and it came in a little sheath, and it was a gift to me from a sales rep at work, and he said that it was a gift to his grandfather. Now this guy that gave it to me was almost 70 years old, and it was a gift to his grandfather.
Yeah.
Many years ago, and because he wore a vest.
Right.
And it was for carrying your vest,
Yep.
You're right. They called it like a grooming knife. We call it a gentleman's knife.
Yep.
And he gave me this as a gift, and I looked it up on eBay, and you find them all over eBay for between $250 and $300.
Yeah.
So I called him and tried to give it back to him, and and he said no, it was a gift. So that was really neat. I got a couple more Stockmans here we can show. Here's one I got right here. Oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong one. That's not Stockman. Sorry about that. I got a Craftsman, USA made Craftsman. Big J just done a video on this the other day. I'm sure y'all saw it. His was a gift from his in-laws, and his is just beautiful. It's basically new old stock. It's never been used. I had messaged him, told him, I had one, but mine is a user. I bought this at a junk store for $5, and it had one of the blades. This blade right here had a chip out of it, and I had to work it down. But these, it's an age-old argument in the knife community of who made these knives for Craftsman. Did Camillus make them? Did Schrade make them? Did Buck make them? I don't care. It says Craftsman USA on it, and I like it. And I love these. I don't know what kind of wood handle that is, but they're really, really nice. Brass bolsters, brass pins, super duper knife. I like it.
Solid knife.
When you find one for $5, Lord, you got to save it.
Yeah, Warthog just did one on some Craftsman knives too, and
I saw it.
and Warthog was he apologized. He was going to try to make it today, but he was feeling a little under the weather, so he didn't make it this time. But I'm sure we'll have him back on in the future, and we hope you feel better, Rick. That's for sure.
Feel better, Rick.
Thing. So, he's still recovering from all his stuff. He says the medication is making him not feel so good. So I told him that's fine. So that's good.
I have something here. It's not a Stockman, but Cal and I were going back and forth about the mystery of the stamp. I've showed this before. It says 6244. So 44 should be, the model number. This is from 75.
Right.
The 44 that's the same on Cal's Stockman of the same size. It's almost like it's like the frame. I know.
Yeah.
So this is the one I thought was also brown Delrin, but I think it could be the bone. And so 6 for that, 2 is the blades, and then the pattern number is 44. And it's odd that his is 44, but his is a Stockman. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It maybe use the same blade or.
No, so what it is they made a jackknife and they made a Stockman in the same exact pattern. If you give me 2 seconds, I have the Stockman And
Yeah, the 44 is the same as
the 32. This is the 32 pattern, and this is the 32 pattern. This is the Stockman, and this is the Jackknife, the 2-blade and the 3-blade.
Yeah,
So
Case does that with a couple different models.
Yeah.
So is it because they have the same frame?
Yes.
Okay.
The same pattern.
Well, thank you for solving the mystery. I was wondering about that.
All right, you ready, Tom?
I am. I just wanted to say I'm going to have to jump off here in a couple minutes. So
I am as well. I'm going to have to make a trip about an hour away, so I might have to wrap it up as well.
Well, then I guess this is probably as good a time as any to wrap it up. As you can tell, we all have a pretty extensive Stockman collection. We all love that pattern of knife, and it's good to see all these Whittlers because I only have a couple, and so that's something. I saw a bunch of Whittlers that I've never seen before. Learned a lot more about Whittlers than I knew before. So I thank all you guys for coming on here, Tom and Cal, Andrew, and Terry. It was so nice to meet you, Terry, face to face.
yes,
Just a pleasure having you on the show. And I'd love to have you back sometime in the future for sure. You guys are all welcome on here. You all know that. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Everybody that was in our talk box, we appreciate you. Patty, I talked to him. He said he's going to come back probably next month. He's still tied up in his rugby matches and everything. So, but that'll be a while. We'll look forward to the return of Stephen. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for this wonderful episode of RJ's Knives.
thanks everyone.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for having us.
All right, you're welcome.